All right, Raiders, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to talk about gear cell filters for the for dungeons and multi battles. Where you come over here, you can say your gear cell filter, you can check the filters. We're going to talk about the ultimate guide for most players. All right, so as an end game player, I'm not going to show you that first, right? So let's say you just started downloading the game. You're most likely going to be thinking about, you know, what specific artifacts should you be keeping in each one. Right now we're in Ice Golem. 5-star gear is okay, but I wouldn't really go too crazy with rares. So if you're early game, I would focus like this. All right, and in terms of the top pieces, you can keep everything active. It's totally fine. But on the bottom pieces, you should keep everything percentages and keep everything flat gone. Because there's no sets here, like specific artifact sets where you need to, let me move this out the way. There's no specific artifacts here where you need to have flats on. Just, it's not important. So this is what I would do for early game, right? This is like the first 2-3 months, maybe even the first month only. It just depends if you're spending or how much you're playing raid. And then the artifacts you're going to want to keep, you're never going to want to keep these two or these. So I would probably go like this. This would probably be my early game choice. That way you can get tons of free silver. Don't use these 3 sets because they've already been power creep by 3 different sets. And I would go like this. So this is what I would do if I'm pushing to Ice Golem 20, or maybe I can only farm Ice Golem 20. This is what I would do early game. Now, if you're mid game, all right, mid game, you're not going to need as much crit rate. I mean, you can still use it if you want, but I wouldn't go too crazy, but it's your choice. I would now remove the epic. Okay, once I've gotten to mid game, I don't really care about epics, me personally. Epics are cool, but they're better on certain sets, not Ice Golem, in my opinion. So because like 5-star reflex, yeah, it's like, well, you can use epic and it could have speed on it. True, but it also has to have what if it's a bad bottom piece, right? So we took off the bottom piece, which is good, so we don't have to ever worry about that. But the top pieces, yeah, it could have speed and be epic, but it's not going to be too insane. It's gonna get power crept so fast. By the time you get to hard mode, right, and you're starting to get like more mythicals and more Legos, it's way better just to have this on. You'll get way more silver, and trust me, you're gonna invest into that 5-star epic, and then you're gonna sell it in like 2 weeks anyway. So it's just not worthy to get this 15 or 12 or 16 right away. Once again, this is what I would do. Now, if you're late game is when you get Lydia, right? When you actually obtain Lydia. It doesn't matter if you're level 100 account level or if you can do Hydra. It don't matter. Those people who are doing that, they're not focusing their account correctly, and they're actually basically making themselves do more work. When you can focus on your factions, which helps out Curse City and everything else in tandem, you always get Lydia first. So that's how you get to late game. Now, late game, would you still use this? Honestly, some people still like to do this. Me personally, I would eventually try to start removing the 5-star. I'd bring because like once you get to this point, you're like, oh man, I don't want a 5-star epic, right? You're kind of forced to go like, well, I don't want that too. So I would say do this late game. This is the best way to do it late game, in my opinion, because now you can start getting double rolls. You can get max rolls of max rolls of crit rate, max rolls of speed. Things. This is the best way to do it late game. And once again, we're still in Ice Golem. This might change based on the dungeon. That's why I'm doing this video, to give you that information. You don't need crit rate no more. You're not going to use that, and everything else is fine. Yeah. So late game, you just turn off the crit rate. You don't need that no more, and you're only going to have this, okay, as a late game player, and you want to use blues. Now, as an end game player, most people would probably even take off. I don't even, like, me personally, I don't even use retaliation. Don't care. Now there could be hard faction wars and some other stuff that could be useful for, maybe like you're trying to do a weird arena thing, but that's, most players don't do that, right? So it's just like, this is what I would say for most endgame players who finally got Lydia and they're pushing towards endgame. This is what you're gonna want to do now. And then you could be more specific, like me, right? That I've been playing the game for 6.5 years. I don't need reflex, and I don't even need resistance. So I only just keep curse and provoke, and maybe reflex. Maybe I'll go back. Who knows? Because a mythical reflex sounds pretty nuts, right? Does sound pretty good. But yeah, I just use impulse. Impulse is better. It comes from live arena, and but you can do this. It's up to you. It's up to you. I take off the epic because I don't care. So this is what I've been doing lately as an endgame player. This is what I'll probably keep on for now. I like this. This is how I keep it strict. I get a lot of money, and all the gear that I get is really good gear. Now let's go to Dragon, and let's say you're progressing Dragon, right? You're over here. How would the early game Dragon look like as a self filter? All right, let's just take these off, and let's of course bring them back. So clearly, you're gonna do the same thing, right? You're gonna keep everything except, honestly, a lot of these sets are not that good. They're decent for different areas of the game. Avenging is like the worst. You're just not gonna use Avenging ever. So I would just say just take it off. Who cares? Now you might be like, I'm reducing the chance of PP gear, right? Which is like offset pieces. True, but if you don't see it, who cares? You know, like I think it's way better just to like focus on these artifact sets because you're actually going to use them. Like toxic set's good for clan boss when you're early game. Lifesteal's good for clan boss when you're early game. Speed and accuracy are great throughout the whole game. Destroy is good for certain bosses. Daze is really good for like controlling if you don't have good control, but it's also for hard faction wars. Frost, same thing. And then Stalwart is good throughout the whole game, right? If you don't spend money and buy Defiant gear. So that's why this is so important to get early. And then as we start leveling up, you'll see them change. So of course, you know, when I'm early game, I'm probably just gonna take off the blues. Actually, sorry, no, sorry. This is the opposite. It's not Ice Golem. You would take it off the blues on Ice Golem, but here you have to keep every blue, even 5-star blue. Why? Oh yeah, we're not using any 4, 3, or 2s. Let's be honest, right? No one's keeping that stuff, okay? No one's keeping that. So, the reason why you keep 5-star blues is because of speed set. Right? You don't know, or accuracy set when you're early game. You don't know what you're gonna get. All right. So on the bottom pieces, you actually have to have everything unlocked, as you can see. This might make you, when you farm Dragon, this might be annoying in the beginning of the game because you're going to have a lot of trash, but it's going to help you make sure you get those speed pieces. It's a necessary evil in the beginning. We don't do it on the boots. As you can see, you always want speed boots or percentages, but on the chest and on the gloves, you definitely want to have those flats there, because if you get a flat glove, like HP flat, but it has like speed and it's a blue with like 5-star, that's 5 speed. You double roll that, that's 15 speed right there. That's a lot early game. Okay. So that's how it looks early game. Now, of course, when you get to mid game, you're going to want to take off the blues. You're going to want to focus on only 5-star epic and 6-star epic. You might be like, but Jay, I'm losing 6-star blues. That's up to you. That is true. 6-star blues are very, very good. So some people would actually, eventually take off 5. But I just don't like doing that, me personally. So I would just go like this. You'll see what will happen. You'll see what will happen. But you'll farm like this, and then eventually you're gonna take off a little bit of these. Me personally. I don't like Daze and Frost will fall off, and probably this will probably stay. This will probably stay right after you get to mid game. Everything is fine. Then you get to late game, you're gonna go like this. Okay. Now you might be thinking, like, what about 5-star mythicals? I wish there was a way to tell the game, hey man, I want 5-star mythicals as well. If you want to farm like this for a long time throughout, from early to end game, that's up to you. That's up to you. If you're putting extra energy into the dungeon, You could easily do it like this as well. I'm just showing, how you would progress. So late game, you're gonna want to do this. I was using 6-star blues on my champions for a very long time, almost 4 years. So like that was the best way, because getting epics and legendaries, and there was no mythicals in the game, right? So it was just, and legendaries weren't coming as often as they are now. You would have to put so much energy. So once you start progressing, you'll see a difference. Once you get to late game, you don't need destroy no more, and you don't need lifesteal anymore, because you're already like late game. You only need toxic set still really good, stalwart's really good, speed's really good, and accuracy's really good. And once again, you keep everything down here the same, right? This all active, and you look for speed. Notice I only have speed, crit rate there, speed there, and then speed and accuracy here. Why? Because if we have a speed boot, right, I want accuracy on the boot. If I have defense percentage on any of these, I want speed and accuracy. Why do I have only crit rate and crit damage here? Crit rate and speed? Because I always want speed. If it's a speed, accuracy, or stalwart set, toxic set. But I also want crit rate, because what if it turns out to be a crit damage glove, right? So you always want to keep that crit rate. Plus, crit rate is just good in general to keep so that way your champions are always going to be 100% crit rate, even if you're not building a nuker. And then so this is the late game way, right? All 6-star. And then the end game way that I do now is I do it like this. I just keep it straight like this. But yeah, still have flats. I still use flats. It don't matter to me. And then of course here it still has to be percentages. And on the top piece is the same thing. Speed and act. And then I have changed my account to no longer use 6-star epics, even in speed. I just take off toxic, I take off stalwart, and I only use, as a 6 years for playing raid, I only use 6-star, legendary, mythical, and I only use speed and accuracy. That's it. All right, did I make sure to my ice golem was, did I make sure that I put it back to how I had it? Okay, just making sure. All right, let's look at spider. All right, for spider, you're going to basically go early game. You're going to use everything you can use. Like, honestly, you might even need to have 4. Like, you have to use everything you can use. Because if you look at when you're early game, right? It's 1, and then it goes to 2 to 4, then it goes 3 to 4, and it doesn't stop. Like, it's 3 to 5, 4 to 5, right? So still on stage 10, you're still getting 4s. Still, 4s can still help you if you have nothing else. Now, once you get to stage 20, you'll no longer have 4, right? And that's a mid-game player. So I would say if you're early game, I'm not going to tell you only use, no, you're going to have to use only 4-star blues, not 4-star uncommons, 4-star blues, early game. And you're going to want to keep basically everything, literally, because you don't know what you're going to get. Now, once you get to mid-game, you're going to want to take off those blues of 4-star. Actually, everything 4-star. Sorry, everything 4-star. Just only 5-star blues and 5-star epics. Then once you're mid game and you farmed enough and you're good, you got lots of banners. Make sure you get lots of banners with speed on them. You want to have speed always on the banners. I put percentages as well because it's nice to have HP percentage with HP main stat, flat HP with HP percentage substat. So. All right, and then once you're late game, you're gonna want to take away those blues, right? You're gonna want to make sure you only have epics now, because epics can triple roll. So you got to make sure you have those banners. But you might think to yourself, late game, I'm still using 5-star. Yeah, you kind of because of banners, just because of how important banners can give you triple roll speeds. And remember, a 5-star can low roll, true, and at late game you don't want low rolls, but it also can high roll. So 5-star gear can turn into a 6-star piece, right? Even though it's 5, because it can high roll. So just remember that. So that's why 5-star epics and all this is still good. Now, once you're end game, you don't want 5-star gear at all. You kind of want to go like this. Now, some people will still use like this, right? They'll still use this. They want their accuracy with double speed substat. You can do that. You can do that. You can call that like late game and a half, or like almost end game, right? Some people do that for a few months. Then I would say eventually just no, right? Just no more blues, because now you don't get trips. You got to get those accuracy banners with triple speeds or quads, right? So this is the way to do it, and make sure you have everything enabled. I just take off the flats there because I don't want a banner just to only flat. So, but everything else is enabled for me. And now me as an end game player, I have tried to push away from epics. Now I know you can get epic banners, but there's like event dungeon now that's better, so I only go like this. That way when I farm, I get lots of silver, but then the gear that I get is always amazing. Like always. You got to make sure every dungeon's like that when you're actual super endgame. All right, so that's going to be for Spider. And over here in Fire Knight. And for the people who don't know the different categories of early, mid, late. Early is like you downloaded the game, you're playing first 3 months. Mid game is when you have Ice Golem, Spider, Dragon, and Fire Knight all normal, stage 20, full auto. That is when you're considered a mid-game player. You can get Lydia, that's when you're considered a late-game player. And once after Lydia, but you've started getting everything else in the end game, like Hydra, Chimera, you're considered end-game player. Now there's super end game, which is you've done everything in the game, but most people are not there. You wouldn't even want to watch this video if you were there, so. All right, so here in Fire Knight, what are we gonna do? Well, early game, we're gonna kind of have to use everything in 5-star blue, right? 5-star blue, we don't need 4 stars. No. 5-star blues, because we want to invest into those. They could be savage pieces, they could be regeneration pieces, they could be oh sorry, let me put on the check marks of all the stuff we want, right? So early game, you don't really need Fury ever unless you're building on a killable comp, and I wouldn't recommend that. Everything here is good, actually. Everything is decent early game. Okay. And of course on the bottoms we want everything here. On here, no flats, just like Ice Golem. No flats, no flats. Everything is check marked down here, as you can see, everything. So this is the way to do it on early game. Once you've gone to Fire Knight 20, you have everything auto. I would say take off that the 5-star blue. You want 5-star epics now. Once you get Lydia, your late game, I would transition to like this. And I know a lot of people might be like, dang, I'm missing those 5-star mythicals. Like, you know, it sounds good and everything, but we have gear ascension now. We have artifact ascension now. Back then, you know, when there was no mythicals, there was no ascension, that was different. Before blessings, before relics, the game is just different now. This is the best way to scale yourself. That's why I'm telling you to do it this way. 6-star blues and all the way up, just 6-star when you're late game. And then once you're end game, you're gonna want to go towards like this, because people still use savage gear epics, right? If it can get triple roll crit rate or triple roll, like for instance, I'll give an example: attack percentage chest, right, with triple speed substat or triple crit damage substat or triple crit rate substat. That'd be nuts, right? To have that in a savage, or regeneration, HP regeneration with like triple speed substat or triple res, right? So that's why you want to go like this once you're end game. And once you're like me, you're gonna keep it like this, right? Oh, in terms of artifacts that you should take away, sorry, I forgot about that. Once you're early game, so early game you use everything except Fury. Once you're mid game, I would take away Frenzy, honestly. And once you're late game, I would take away, honestly, you'll be doing stone skin, you'll be doing Hydra, so you won't need immunity no more, so you'll have stone skin. And yeah, this will still help you late game, because you still need to do hard Doom Tower, and Hardcore City Curing Set can help you. Once you're end game, you don't need Curing Set no more. You probably won't need Shield Set no more, and you'll probably be doing this. But then once you it'll look like this late game. And once you're end game or super end game like myself, I take away crit damage and I only keep stun, regeneration, and savage. I don't even care about mythical crit damage. Don't care. There's killstroke in the clan shop. You can literally come over here, and if you're in a good clan, you can come here and just buy yourself the 6-star, or a 5 and 6. Like I can just buy them. Why would I waste energy and farm? You know what I'm saying? That's just me. That's just me. If you want to do crit damage, you can do it. It's up to you. I just don't care about that artifact set. It's already been power crept, and there's other stuff. I'd rather just have the silver, man. Silver helps you. Well, there you go. Oh, in terms of the last one, because now we have event dungeon, right? Before we didn't have event dungeon. So in event dungeon, what would I choose if you're early game? Clearly, we don't care about crit rate, so I'm never gonna have crit rate on. If you're early game, you're gonna probably look like this. I'm just being real. You're probably gonna look at it like this. It's gonna look like that, right, on this hand side. Then once you're mid game, you're probably gonna take away this. You're probably gonna take away. You probably might actually still use maybe this. Yeah, mid game. Yeah. Then once you're late game, you'll take away curing, days. You'll probably keep only these 3. And once you're end game, you'll probably take off crit damage, use accuracy and pinpoint, because that's what pinpoint is like accuracy set. And once you're super end game, you're probably only going to care about the pinpoint only. And I'm just going to keep it like this. And what I do is I keep everything checked on the top 3 pieces, weapon, headpiece, and shield. But the bottom 3, I make sure no flats, no flats, no flats, and no flats. And you might be like, Jay, you don't want to keep a flat pinpoint with triple or quad speed? It's not worth it because it's more of an accuracy set. It does have speed, but it's not that much speed. It's nice, but it's not that much. So I'd rather just not. I don't want to have more trash as an endgame player. I'm tired of trash, so. But there you go. That is my ultimate gear cell filters. I will see you guys in the next video where I'm going to talk about, what was I going to talk about? It was, no, not gear cell filter. I think it was something else we were going to talk. Oh, gear cleanse. Yeah. The ultimate gear cleanse guide for early to end game players. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. If you like, share, subscribe. And if you like this, tell me down below what do you like about this filter. Will this help you out? I'll see you in the next one.